Our next speaker is Fowsia Abdulkadir. She's from the Planning Committee, Evaluation Analyst. She's with the Federal Health Department in Canada, and she is one of the co-founders of the Somali Diaspora Youth. She'll brief us on the vision and the context of today's conference. Please give her a warm welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everybody, and thank you for coming out on a Saturday. I'll make this brief. We need all the time we can save in this, but a little bit of context. The Somali Diaspora Youth Network is really a network that provides with all of us hope, a great deal of hope. And when I got involved about 2 years ago, I was really inspired and energized by the ideas and the idea sharing and the energy around the room. So you probably have this information, but I'm going to give you a little bit. The Somali Diaspora Youth is a network of people committed to the advancement of Somali diaspora youth issues, also committed to providing opportunities for Somali diaspora youth to network and work together for the advancement and development of their community. So we need to start at a very local sort of way, making sure that we are connected and all this positive energy and the various positive groups that are around North America start here. But the vision is broader than that, definitely. The vision for the Somali diaspora youth is guided by long-term vision of cultivating within the diaspora youth and maybe even abroad and maybe back home Somalia, a youth component that is competent, ethical, and broad-minded and can be the cadres of leadership that we all need for the future. A network and a group of people that are able to revitalize, and this is really key for all of us, to revitalize the dying Somali Nimo and inspire a sense of common good. So we Somalis have really to come together and revive it, revitalize it, and take charge about that. So we are hoping that by cultivating ideas, by cultivating young leaders, we will, inshallah, end up with a group of competent leaders for the future. This group is founded and grounded on a mission to promote beneficial knowledge and embracing our religious and the good in our culture. Every culture is dynamic, it has good, it has bad, but what we want to sort of see out of this group is rooted in the good aspects of our culture. Now, a word on the planning process. The second annual Diaspora Youth Conference has started. Its planning really started when we ended last year's. If you all remember, those of you who were part of it, we had a committee called Post-Conference Committee. And that is when we started talking about, okay, what is going to be the new theme for this year? So the work really started right off the bat when we finished the last one. And there was a group of very energetic young youth who then said, why don't we do a survey? So it started with a survey of canvassing what would be the theme for this year. So we convened the meeting. We made sure that the conference presentations and everything else that were good about last year, also all those educational pieces were posted on a video, but we also started doing the survey and building the questionnaire for finding out, because we didn't want few of us to come up with the theme. And there was a survey that was done, and it was tallied, and we did the proper research processes, and we ended up with this theme, an over-encompassing theme of building bridges for a better tomorrow. And that started and set off the motions of planning and processes in rolling. So the core message then, I don't want to take up too much time, but the core message that I would like to leave with all of you is the second annual Somali Diaspora Conference is to provide us with a platform yet again where knowledge is shared and exchanged, and solid networks to build on what we started last year are built. And relationships, because at the end of the day, we can all do what we are doing in isolation. But when we link these efforts is when you get synergistic energies and you move forward and build that critical thinking young scholars, everybody here is a scholar on their own accord, but what we want is to kind of build on each other's knowledge, share ideas, and move away from this business of we're entrenched of who's speaking as opposed to what are they saying. So hopefully the platform from here on would be what are the merits of the idea I'm putting on the table and forgetting about who I am, because we Somalis are entrenched in that. So a forum that exchanges knowledge, that embraces ideas, good ideas on their own merit, and divorces it from the mentality of who's saying it, but rather what kind of idea is it? How can we take it? What can we learn from it? Let's nurture idea sharing culture. I'll leave it at that, but what I would like to also leave with you is there are a number of people. We always come together and say, here is a network, we'll do the work, but there are few people who really bear the brunt of that work. And there are too many of them to name, but I just would like to say thank you to the Somali Students Association at George Mason University, and in particular for doing what they did, and in particular for the vice president of that association, Amina Salad, who really did above and beyond what we all committed and do. So not to diminish everybody else's commitment and work, I just want to highlight that, but I also would like to say thank you to the planning committee, thank you to the program committee, the host committee. Here is another beautiful conference and platform. Thank you very much.